Okay, good afternoon all. How you doing, buddy? Chris, good afternoon to you. So hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's had a relaxing weekend. So short week this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as you know, Thanksgiving, Friday. I believe this half day, but I'm guessing majority traders, certainly institutional guys, will be, I dare say, taking the Friday off for a longer weekend. So just the 3 days this week. So hopefully we'll have a better week. It's been an awkward couple of last days. This was just horrible to trade. It picked up later in the day. I think there was a couple of possibilities there. Let's have a look. The trouble is, there's a higher low there, but it's under here, so you never quite know. But there was probably something there, leg, maybe something. Let's have a look. Yeah, maybe that one there. Second entry long, higher low. Actually, that was Friday, wasn't it? But yeah, it's not been a brilliant couple of days. I mean, that was awful, wasn't it? And it didn't get a lot better, to be fair. It's just finding the trouble is we start to move down and then we do something else. So we don't. In fact, that I would say there's a higher low there. It's probably about the best one of the afternoon. But anyway. Let's see how we got on today. So, Exponential, how you doing, bud? Speedy, good morning. Martin, how you doing, pal? Brick, good afternoon. Okay, excellent. Okay, I am going to have to, I am expecting a brand new shiny coffee machine coming this afternoon, so I will, you'll probably know before me because the dogs will probably deafen your ears. Yeah, I've got a nice new Sage espresso machine coming. Because I didn't realise how much I need coffee when I don't have it. I've been going out every day to Starbucks or Greggs to get a coffee. It's quite uncanny how it affects you. I bought some of that instant stuff in a jar, absolute muck. So that'll be coming between 1:30 and 4:30 UK time, so in the next couple of hours, I think, anyway. So there we go. So you might hear me get incredibly excited when I come back from there. Okay, so quick scout at the daily. It's not really telling you much. We know we've had this downtrend with a break, overshoot, trap them shorts pushed up, but we're going a bit sideways here, so it could do anything really. I mean, it could start to shoot up. It could come back towards the top of this range. Well, your guess is as good as mine. Could do a bunch of stuff. Got to stay caffeinated. Absolutely, mate. You don't realise how much. I mean, I like my lattes and cappuccinos. You don't realise how much you need them till you take them away. But I cannot drink that. I bought a nice quality looking instant, but it's just crap in it, in all fairness. So I believe there's a bit of a learning curve with these things. I think it's all in the distribution of the coffee grains and how you tamp it and stuff like that. So I've been watching a few videos. But there is a bit of a learning curve, I believe. So, okay, so market is due to open in about a minute. So let's see how we get on today, hopefully. It's not been a bad few weeks, actually. So hopefully, just incidentally, if you probably know, but Replicanto, there's 40% off for the next 4 days starting today. That brings it down to $120. That's the best they've ever had. They always have 20% off, but they've got 40% off, so that takes it down, I believe, to $120. So my code's up there. If you do want it, UKFC 40 black. It's there if you require it. But I just thought I'd mention it's there today. Well, for the next 4 days, basically. It finishes on the 24th. I will mention it again because there's probably going to be a few more in later on. So, okay, market is open. Okay, my lag's just gone up. It did that last time. So I think it's just really just a bigger range day, isn't it, the last couple of days? So we could come right down here, or we could go up. I've got no idea at the moment. Let's get rid of that. I'm using the Tradeovate copy here, but it doesn't allow bracket orders. Bit strange. Yeah, I've not used Tradeovate. I am aware of it, but yeah. I mean, really, In fact, I don't know what Replicanto works with. I mean, I just assume it works with NinjaTrader, but I don't know. But I've been using it now for, I would say, somewhere around about the 5 or 6 months. And I've got to say, it's a world difference from the Apex one. Having said that, some people say they're fine with the Apex, but I mean, you guys saw me having a few hiccups. I probably had 3 or 4 problems in the first couple of weeks, and I just haven't with so. I don't know whether problems are to do with the computer software, hardware. What I don't know. But you get used to one and then you stick with it. But that offer's there anyway for the next 4 days. So you're on Mac? Yeah. See, I started trading with NinjaTrader on Mac, and I had to put Windows on it because that's all I had at the time. We had Mac every year. We had a Mac in the kitchen. I had a MacBook upstairs. My daughter's got a Mac. But NinjaTrader doesn't work with it. So I believe they're having a what's the word I'm looking for? An internet-based NinjaTrader. That makes sense. Something you don't need to necessarily download. And I believe that will work with Mac. But I like Mac, to be fair. I was one of the older person that sort of had Windows for years, and then the trouble is with Windows, I had Windows maybe 10 years ago, 8 years ago, say, the last Windows PC I had, and all I remember is it crashing and crashing and crashing and crashing. It was just a nightmare. When I moved over to Mac, never had a problem. But since I've had this Windows computer now that I built for the last 2 years, never had it crash once. So things have obviously changed. So I'm favouring now moving back to Windows. I do like Mac; they are solid, but I've never had a problem with this Windows, and so all good. So NinjaTrader bought out a few months ago, and I think they're trying to make Tradeovate their cloud-based. What's the word I'm looking for when you go on the internet? Like TradingView. You don't download it, you just go online to it. Is it web-based or something? I don't know. I can't remember. I believe, or I heard rumours, that they were trying to do that with a NinjaTrader. So I don't know whether it's a good thing or not, I don't know. But at least, the Mac users. But I've got I built a PC I did about 2 years ago when I got a little bit more serious about trading. I'd never built one, I quite enjoyed it myself. It's web-based, that's it I was looking for. I built one. But I will say next time I upgrade, I will go for a laptop and something that can take on board 4 monitors, because the beauty of a laptop is you are mobile. I mean, they're not as upgradable, but the swings and roundabouts, isn't there? But I think it's good to be mobile. So we're just going sideways, really, aren't we? Slight upward, mind you. I say slight upward, Phil. We've got a slight downwards at the top, so you don't know whether we're going to get a leg, then a leg, or what. Got no news today. So let's see how we get on. Hey, Robin, how you doing, buddy? Boris, have we spoke before? Yeah, we have. Of course we have. Yes, we have. Of course we have. Kev, how you doing, my friend? Have I missed anybody? Nope. Okay. Oh, and we've currently got the 90% off, as you probably all know by now anyway, don't you? That's on until, I think, the 28th, which is about another 8 days. So they've been pretty generous at the moment, Apex. Well, they have been quite a lot lately. They tend to be giving good deals, so long may it last. Laufey, how you doing, mate? So, sorry about that. Are we going to get a... Yeah, we're just going sideways. It could do anything. Are we going to get another leg up? I think we probably are, aren't we? Are we going to retest this or push higher? I'm still on the fence about what the daily's doing. It's going sideways, so really when it gets to this side here, it could either shoot up or come back a little bit. So really, it could do anything. Doesn't really tell us much. Dean, how you doing? Is there an option for Apex to restrict contract size to no more than 2? When you say restrict, you mean to stop you changing it? Because obviously I can just go over and up here and just change it to 2. You mean something that restricts you? Not that I'm aware of, but I believe Rhythmic, you can set a max daily loss. And also there is a piece of software that's just come available called something Angel. Come on, somebody help me out here. What's it called? Something Angel? Guardian Angel. You can actually set multiple parameters in there, so you can set it to not allow you to trade between certain hours. So if you're having a problem, if you're having issues, and I get it, I've had them myself. If you're having issues with stopping yourself from trading or restricting, that's the bit of software for you, I'd say. It's called Guardian Angel. Now, I believe it's a few $100s, I think. But yeah, you can set multiple things in, max this, max that, and you can set it so that you can only, for instance, if you stop trading at, say, I don't know, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, and you select that, after 2:30, you can't trade and you can't readjust it until the market opens the following day. So that theoretically gets you, when trading finishes, it stops you coming back in and, doing something silly. So that's probably something you might look at. Look it up. I have problems with contract size after loss. Yeah, we've all had that, Dean. You're not on your own, bud. Have a look at that. There's probably some videos out there. I think it's quite new, but there's lots of things you can restrict on there. So now some people say, oh, if you can't control yourself, you shouldn't be doing it. I disagree. I think if it gets you out of a bad habit, we get into these habits, and how do you get out of a habit? You need to go for a period of time. So I think it can be good to get out of a habit, and then hopefully you'll get some control. But some people say, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. That's rubbish, in my opinion. It's the emotions that get you. The more you trade, the better you get, and the more those emotions you get under control. So it's something everybody goes through. So if anybody says to you, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, take no notice. So you got to do what you got to do, and if it helps you and gets you away from it for long enough, then as far as I'm concerned, it's a useful tool. So what is going on here? Yeah, Guardian Angel, it's called, Dean. Have a look at it, mate. I know what's it made a video. Nutty Bar Trader, he made a video about it maybe 6-8 weeks ago. So Nutty Bar Trader, he's a fella streamer, streams a Nasdaq and something else, but nice bloke, really nice guy. Nutty, yeah, he's a lovely guy, isn't he? I chat to him a couple of times a week. I'll go on his, because he trades a lot longer than me, so sometimes when I've had me dinner in the evening, I'll pop in and say hello. But he's a nice guy. But yeah, he made a video about it, quite an in-depth video, so that's definitely worth looking up. Okay, that has played out. So, are we going to get a push? I mean, if it does push up, it could certainly go, because there's definitely, after this, we had the overshoot one leg up. I mean, there's definitely scope up for another leg up there, so I think there's a fair chance that could get quite a bit higher. There's 100 odd points higher than where we are now. So once it gets above these, it may go. So it's hard to say at the moment. So let's have a look. Okay, all right. So overnight highs. So what I'm going to do is put a little line there just in case we have a bounce. So there's our overnight highs. So we've touched that. So I wonder if we're going to get a couple of legs. We've got Friday's, we can say yesterday, Friday's highs up there. So we're in this channel, as we can see, with a bit of a break. Just seeing if we get a couple of legs, leg and a leg. Yeah, so from the latter part of Friday, it's just really ranging, isn't it? So I know Mac doesn't really talk about what happened, but sort of would fit. So we can either bounce off that or we could fail and come back in. So it's not a second entry I'll be looking for to go long. It's a higher low. At least if we are failing and we're going to come back in and we're going sideways, it'll stop me from getting stuck. Okay, so you can see overnight highs, we've touched twice there, we've touched once, we've touched 3 times there, so it's holding price. So if we can get a second entry long, I'll be looking for a higher low then, just in case we are coming back in there, because you can see there's definitely some resistance there, so we shall see. Uh, mm. What are we doing? It's just too risky that. We've got a double top there, could go up There's just no room. No, there we go. Okay, we're getting a bit of volume coming in there. Let's have a leg. Okay, so we've got to push up. A couple of attempts to go lower. Possible second entry long. Just got to be a bit careful here. Okay, same again. Bounced off the overnight high. So let's have a look. Are my bars looking the same as your guys? Anything different or pretty much the same? Same, excellent, that'll do. It's all right, I did right click, I often forgot, but I did right click the data, same, yeah, that'll do. That'll do for me. Cheers, guys. Okay, 2 legs. You can still count that just because you can either reset it or count it as 2 legs, but it's clearly 2 legs. I'm just being a bit cautious at the moment. I'm not going to take that first long just in case. Often that'll trap you. I'll wait for the higher low, but it may work. It's definitely holding here, but 1, 2. This is the second test of it. You've got to be careful taking these. Sometimes it'll trigger and you can come down. Let's see. Yeah, it could. Not only that, it's a little bit congested there, so I think that makes it a little bit extra risky. I mean, it might work, but it's not something I'll be taking. It has triggered. I mean, it is 2 legs. I'm just not a fan of it. See, I'll say that's a first attempt lower, second attempt lower. If we come up and get something else, that may be a triple test and that might be an option. But at the moment, it's triggered that bar. And as far as I'm concerned, if that was a solid trade, it would push up from there. The fact that it's come back and going sideways, for me, it's a no-no. And I'll be amazed if that doesn't stop it out. It might not. It might hold. But for me, it's a bit sideways, just a bit risky. Yeah, trouble is, bud, we're going sideways as well, so high or low might end up here, and then there's not much room to the top. So I found from experience they can be a bit hit and miss them. So sometimes they can tease you in and then drop. So guaranteed there'll be some longs in there. No 2 ways about it. So it might work, but it may give another another push higher, getting some more longs in, and then it'll come tumbling down. But it's clearly sideways, and at the moment, it's not really telling me much this day so far. We've got a slight upwards bit, but it's a bit too early, really. So you get a feel for. I find I get a feel for something now as soon as I look at it, and that to me says it may work, but it's just risky. So what's on my coffee machine then? I got a nice shiny new coffee machine coming. So it looks like it's working. But it's just extra risk as far as I'm concerned. You can clearly see it's going sideways within there. You got multiple touches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you got sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the top. So it's clearly sideways. So it could go up. It probably will. But I just think it's a bit risky for me. If I'm going to take a second entry long like that, I don't want it to be in a little box like that. So if I'm going to take a risk like that, I want to get a couple of points out of it. Okay, I work for 2 points. Sometimes they work. I said it probably will, but I just don't like the way it's going sideways because you just never know. I mean, the fact that it is holding above the overnight highs is positive, but it is sideways, so it could trigger and come down. And there's not much room to the highs, in my opinion. So, real well to the highs, there's a 1.5, but you're gonna have to push through that. So, just a bit extra risk, that is. Okay, so you got first entry, second entry, possible failure. Just not getting involved here. Could come back in, could fade the range, but I'm just not sure of anything at the moment. It's just not clear enough for me yet. It's just too early. We do seem to be getting some upward stuff, but I mean, that's a possibility. We push up right to the top hand corner, move down to the right hand corner, off we go again. So I'm just sitting tight there. Okay, so there's a possible failure. I dare say there'll be some shorts in there. For what, a week? Yeah, I'd say so, mate. There is a failure there, but what to do? There isn't anything today. Oh, when is it, bud? Is it tomorrow or what? Okay, so it's just no room to the highs, in all fairness. Oh, late Wednesday. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, excuse me a sec. I just got a parcel come in. I'll be 2 minutes. Okay, finally got me shiny new coffee machine. Lovely. Okay, so that did work. So it does seem like, let me see, we may get a couple of legs now. Let's have a look. So one leg, let's see. Trouble is, I did like that, but I'm just guessing it's going to go higher because it's still a bit rangy at the moment. But now we've broken above that. See, on the daily, I mean, it's looking like it's going to push up, but we've pushed up once, pushed up a second time, so it may just go up and then drop. Who knows? So, we'll see. We shall see. Let's go past the 50k again. Good on you, mate. Well done. Congratulations. Looking to pass a 300k now. Yeah, it's a lot of money to pass that, isn't it? $20,000. I mean, I get it. It gives you more of a drawdown, but the actual monthly fee is the same, but the one-off fee is quite expensive. I can't remember what it is now, but it's like about $250, $300, I think. To the one-off fee on a $300,000 account. And I did hear that Vince talk about that. He's got $300,000 accounts, and he said he planned on trading max contracts. And he says all he ever does is do 1 to 3. So no, it's not. No, the one-off fee. No, it's not. I'll show you. Let's have a look. The monthly fee is the same, but the one-off fee is quite a bit more expensive. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Actually, I think it's on the main page. Yeah, it is. Let's have a look. Can't find where it is now. It'll come to me. Can't find it now. Oh, we go. Performance count fees. Lifetime and monthly. Okay, so yeah, so for the $300,000 account, it's $340 the one-off fee. So it's quite a bit more from $140. So just bear that in mind. I get the fact that there's you've got more of a drawdown, so you can trade a few more contracts. But one, you got to hit $20,000 on your evaluation, which is quite a lot, and then you've got to pay $340 for the privilege of trading with it. So it's quite a bit. $340, yeah. It's quite a lot, really. It's quite a lot. It's 2.5 times the size. So you don't want to be blowing many of those. In all fairness, I think personally the 50 is just ideal. I think. In all fairness, but as I mentioned, that Vince who withdrew that $800,000, he said he planned on trading max contracts, and all he ever does is between 1 and 3 contracts. So you're never going to trade max contracts. I think it allows you to trade something like 38 contracts. You're not going to trade that. You're really not. I mean, you've got to be something special to get to that level. You really have, and I can't see it really. Best thing is multiple accounts and smaller amounts. Which kind of rhymes, actually, doesn't it? So are we continuing up? I see this sometimes when we're pushing higher. A lot of the times you get involved here and it doesn't make that second leg. So after this push here, see if we're coming from the top here, after this push, we're not quite as high. So I'm dubious about this going much higher without having a break. I have to get 7,000 to take out. Yeah, I think it's 7,500, isn't it? So, what I will say is, let's take away what it costs you. You got a drawdown of 7,500, whereas on a $50,000, you got a drawdown of 2,500. So, if I'm trading one contract and that's quite low, you could trade 3 contracts. So, you would get it up 3 times quicker. So, that side of it, I kind of get. You can get it up quicker, but obviously paying the $340 is quite a lot. Now, if you're a seasoned trader and you know what you're doing, you'll do okay. So let's have a look. Who's Vince? He's a trader, as a US trader that trades on Apex, and he has $300,000 accounts, and he had over $1 million within a few months. But one particular month, he withdrew $800,000. He's on YouTube, and he's an interesting character. See if I can find him. See if I can find him. Okay, there he is. I'll have to kill the volume a second. Yeah. That's the guy there. So just Apex Trader Fund, and it's on there. Funded Vince. Yeah, paid over $1 million, but $800 in one. But he actually considered himself as the reset king. So even someone who makes a ton of money has still had his struggles. So yeah, interesting guy. Well worth a watch. So I think we're going to have a break here. This to me is losing a bit of momentum. As I say, I see this quite often when it's doing this, and it doesn't make a measured leg. So I'm not a fan of this at the moment, especially to go long. I don't think that was a bad bar. It finished the same level. But now I know what it did see. It's different. So I feel there's a break coming here. It's losing momentum for me. In fact, that can go up slightly. So it's already had a bit of a break. In fact, I could put that there. So yeah, definitely had a break then. This does seem to be running out of steam for me. I don't think we'll hit that measured leg, so I'm going to take it away. It's definitely losing some steam. Trying to push up. I'm going to give it that. Okay, so breaking a new high. So technically, if you like the look of that channel, it looks okay. We've got a touch here, a couple of touches here, touch here. Fits pretty okay. I can't see a problem with it. But it's just losing a bit of steam for me. I might be wrong. See, there's a second entry short there which is triggered. So theoretically, if it breaks above there, there's probably going to be some stops there. But I'm a bit on the fence as to know what's going on here. 1 minute it looks like it's losing momentum, so I don't really want to go long. But you just never know. There is a possibility of a spike in a channel, which would probably look a bit better, actually, in fact. Just wondering if that's a better option. I don't know. I'm not sure. I hate it when I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a fan at the moment. I'm not a massive fan of the way this looks at the moment. So there's a failure there, second entry short failure. Trouble is that's the failure bar there, and for me, you're going long into the highs of the day. So it's risky in my opinion, and the way that's just stopped you straight out was good reason to leave it alone, because it's losing momentum. So if you took that one, and it is a failure, second entry short triggered, it is a failure, but the bar is just too far away from the EMA. It's sort of quite a neutral bar, but obviously some traders took it and it tickered straight above. It didn't hang around, it ticked straight above and came straight back down. So it's a big no-no. But this is losing momentum for me. There is a lower high there, but same again, risky going into this because there's some support there. So it just could do either at the moment. I'm quite happy staying out of this. It is a lower high, but you're going into the EMA and you're going long into the overnight highs, Friday's overnight highs. So you've got to be cautious of this. I'd say it's hard to say. It probably will be going down, but there's always that possibility that I've got this channel wrong. And we haven't necessarily have a break. So in all fairness, it doesn't actually look that bad, does it? I think that short's a mistake personally. It might work, but I think it's a mistake. I think that channel's slightly different. We'll see anyway, but there's uncertainty there, so it's risky. I don't want to be going short into that because there's clearly some support there. There's no two ways about it. You shorted 10 contracts on there, did you really? Yeah, it might work, but at the moment we're definitely working upwards, aren't we? But it's uncertain, in honesty. I'm uncertain about it. But I'll tell you what I will say. there'll 100% be some shorts in there, and there may be some shorts in there, so this just could shoot straight up and take all those shorts out. We're looking at the daily. I'm on the fence as to know what's going on here. So it could do a bunch of stuff, but it's clearly support there. So in my opinion, it's risky going short there. It may work, it probably will, but it's risky. It's not pushing down in a hurry for me. 1 minute looks bearish, next minute looks bullish. So I'd say there's certainly going to be some shorts in there. Certainly that one there. We'll see. See what I mean? It's getting congested again. So it's just still sitting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 times it's sat in that bottom line. To go short into it, in my opinion, is risky. What would you have got out of it? You'd have squeezed a 1.5 out of it, but it's risky. At the moment, we're going up. You can clearly see it, can't you? So you just don't know. You just don't know. But I think it's risky taking that. But, you know, since here, early hours of the morning UK time, we're working up. So I don't really want to be looking for shorts, in all fairness. Doesn't mean they're not going to work, but it would be counter-trend trading at the moment. Until I get a clear picture of what we're doing, I don't know what we're doing at the moment. What I will say is we're slowly working up in a fashion. We go up sideways, we go up sideways. So what does that tell you? We're going to go up again. I certainly think it's more possible we go up than we go down, put it that way. Look how it's holding right the way along there. You can't go short into that really. And below that, if you go in here, what is it? 2 ticks, 3 ticks to those lows. So it's just risky. I mean, we are going up in a fashion. So that for me would be risky. Tempting, but risky. Or I can see why someone's, will be tempted. I think you'd have got a 1.5 at a squeeze. But there's a failure there, which is triggered. So if that bar pushes above this, that's going up a bit higher. I can see that launching up, I can. One, two, three. See, that would be a triple test and a higher low. So tempting to put an order above there. Okay, so that failure has triggered and it's come back down a bit, so it could do anything or either or here, so risky. But if you're in there, I'd be quite concerned, I would be at the moment. Yeah, it could do anything. It does look like it's sucking some longs in, so it could have a leg and a leg. Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to make another leg down here. And it'll take out there and here. But there is a lot of resistance there, so who knows? It could move really quickly in a certain direction. Yeah. One minute it's looking bearish, next minute it's looking bullish. Do anything. We haven't got Max up today either. He's off all week. Well, he did say May at the early part of the week, so we'll see. I'm not a massive fan of that channel, although it sort of kind of works, but it doesn't. I mean, there's shorts in there. It does look like there's maybe some trap longs in there. So we've got leg and leg. I mean, you could fade that. Maybe not now. Okay, so let's put that back where we started. So I think it's fair to say in a break, new high. So let's have a look. I don't think there's a bigger channel there. There is a possibility. Actually kind of fits, doesn't it? Touch. That's a possibility, actually. So we'll see. Okay, bouncing off the overnight highs. Actually, we got 3 touches here. 3 touches there, at least. Sniper entry, you're out, are you? My 400 on my 100,000 static. Good on you, mate. Good on you. Ooh, shiver there. Ooh. Sniper entry. You don't trade Apex's sniper system by any chance, do you? Or is this something different? Okay, possible high or low there. I'm just unsure what's going on here. See, that channel, we've technically had a break and a new high, so it just be coming back up to the EMA for a maybe a further drop. It's hard to say. It has bounced off the overnight highs, which I think is a good sign, but I'm just unsure about what's going on here. We seem to be obviously working up in a fashion, but it's just not clear to me, not clear enough to get into a trade. Oh, channels. Oh, I got you. Okay, fair enough. There's probably quite a few sniper type setups, isn't there? Okay, possible second entry short. Same again. Not sure what's going on. Just going to sit tight. Your channel there is just a couple of points different than mine. I got you. Who taught me this? Mac, priceactiontradingsystem.com. His name is Mac. He's been a trader for 27, 28 years, I think. He's actually been teaching this system for about 11 or 12 years. He's got about 2,500 videos on YouTube. He does like a day-by-day analysis. Excuse me. And he's got videos on YouTube going back 12 years. So yeah, and it's very reasonable as well. Well, reasonable isn't the word actually. $125 per year to be part of his website, and he's got dozens of videos on there about how to sort of read price action. But that's what it is. It's pure price action. So we go for anywhere around about the 1 to 2.5, 3 points. I think most people. But it's effective. It works really well. It takes a bit of time. It's not so much the strategy that takes time. It's just applying it to the correct context. It's understand what's going on. So obviously, you're entering in the right direction. So look, hate that. So Friday's highs. So. So there seems to be that channel there with a break, new high. But looks like a couple of legs back. It may continue on up. It's hard to say at the moment, really. It's not really very clear at the moment. There's not an awful lot of price action to judge on. Obviously, we seem to be working up in some form. But we've had a touch here, and a touch here, so that's sort of confirmed. And equally as nice at the top, so I think there's a reasonable chance that it's sort of working within that area. Just wondering whether there'll be any institutional traders taking holidays during this week. Volume does seem low. I mean, I get it when it's going sideways, but we are going up, so I'd expect the volume to be a little bit more. This is the sort of the next break, really, till Christmas then, isn't it? So I wonder if anybody will be taking a crafty week off this week, which may be why volume's a little bit low. It might not be too low. It's just, yeah, we're just keeping simple. Since we're working for you, have you got a payout if you don't mind me? Yeah, I've had not a huge amount because I've only been trading 3 years, but I've had $10,000 in the last 10 months. I could have had some more, but I sort of left it in trying to build accounts. But you know, I've had the same sort of problems as most people. A bit of revenge trading here, they're struggling, but I think a lot of my problem is risking too much. I've been risking about sort of 10-12%. So I've reduced that risk by half now, and it's taken away a lot of stress, and I just feel like I'm in a better place now to sort of grow from. So I'm in a good place at the moment. I feel really relaxed trading. The evenings are relaxing. I think I've just been sort of there and back, if you like, and I've finally started to realise that the only way you do it is to lower your risk and then slowly work up. You know, we all hear stories about how much money you can earn trading, and you sort of spent it before you've even earned it. So, but someone did say to me, try trading, don't think about trying to make money when you're trading. The money is a byproduct, a good byproduct, but a byproduct nonetheless. Concentrate on the trading. Just come in every day, find 1-2 setups, and leave the rest, and the money will just follow. So I'm trying to just focus on what I'm seeing and just wait patiently for a good setup. And so far it's working nice. I've been trading now 5 weeks with these accounts. Well, the other account's a lot newer, but I seem to be getting around about $1,600 in 4 weeks, which is okay. On one contract, I think that's pretty respectable. Excuse me 1 second. So it's nice and steady. So at the end of the day, earning sort of $1,600, $1,800, and it's been quite a flat month, to be fair. Earning $1,600 a month. You have 10. If you have 10 PA accounts, that's $16,000 a month. So that's a very respectable amount of money to earn. And obviously, if you can get to that stage, it's just a matter of slowly scaling up once the money comes. You know, once your back balance starts to grow, you'll start to relax even more, and you know, as things continue to improve and your skill level just climbs, and obviously, you know, what you can earn then is limitless, really, and just, you know, where you want to be. So I'm still a bit unsure as what's going on here. We do seem to be working up, but I can't see anything that I really like. We've got a channel working here. In fact, I'm just not convinced this is a breaking a new high. I just don't know. We could have a leg down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on at the moment. I think that's a good indicator we may be coming down here. Break new high. I'm looking at this from a penguin style. Leg down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher, push strongly through the mate. I don't know. It's just unclear for me. It's a bit choppy and not very clear, so sensible thing to do is just to stay out. Might be looking for VWAP here. Yeah, I don't use VWAP. Where is it anyway? Whereabouts is it? I mean, this is about as pure as price action as you can get. The only indicator we really use is the that 21-day EMA. The rest is just, you know, channels and 32.25. So down here. Okay, let's put something there anyway. Whether it works. 32.25, you say, yeah. So around about here. Okay. So leg down, 2 attempts to go higher. It's hard to know what to do here, really, because at the moment we obviously are working up. So, you know, there's... I don't know. It's just choppy. You know, we got a leg up, a couple of legs back. We have had a new high from this, but it's not what I call convincing. So we could just push up from here, or we could come down. I got no idea at the moment. It's not very clear. But I'm hesitant to go short at the moment because everything does seem to be indicating upwards at the moment. I'm looking at the daily here at the moment, and it, you know, we had the overshoot and push up, trap the shorts there, couple of strong legs up. We're going a bit sideways, but we're going sideways at an upwards angle, and that to me is itching to push up. There's probably going to be some stops there, maybe some you know, some swing traders going back. I don't know. But this looks like it's itching. But it's tried once, it's tried a second time, and it's ended in, you know, it's closed where it's open. So we could do anything here, really. If you look at this channel, we're close enough, but we could do anything. 1 minute it looks like it's going to push out, but it could turn. So it's not very, doesn't really give you much the daily, in all fairness. Just that it could go up, down, or stay where it is. Well, we already know that. So it's just choppy, and when it's choppy, it can get into trouble. So just best to sit tight and let it do its thing and stay out. See, actually, you could probably take that up a fraction. No, it's not worth it. It's clearly get out of it. It's seeing this Friday's high as a bit of resistance. You can see its support there. It's sat on it, and now it's sort of struggling to get above it. So, not a clue, basically. It's trying to go up. Okay, how long have we been going? Okay, while it's doing this, I'm not interested in trading this at the moment. It's just a bit sideways, so I'm going to make myself a quick cup of tea and just take a 5-minute break. So where's my break? Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm just going to take a 5 minute. I'll be about 3 to 5 minutes. But at the moment, it's just going a bit sideways. It's a bit slow, so I'm getting a bit dry, so I'm going to take advantage of a cup of tea. So I'll be 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Brilliant. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely looking upwards, isn't it? There's a possibility of a bigger channel. I'm not massively convinced about that. A bigger range, sorry. Sitting on here. I just don't want that big gap, so I don't think it is. It's just a come. I mean, this is just a bit of sideways there. It's just happened to come back and bounced off the overnight high, so I don't think there's a bigger range there. So that would take us. Actually, that can come down a bit. Okay, so I like that. We've touched there, touched there, touched there. We've touched a bunch of times at the top. So I think that seems to be working within that area anyway. So, okay, that measured move's played out. Okay, new highs. So I have a feeling that this could go a lot higher now. We're above the last few days now. So that daily is looking like now we could continue up. It's gone a bit sideways. It's almost like a bull flag push up a little bit. Same there, push up, a little bit of an angle and then up. So we could get some good strong upward movement. We'll see. What moves like a moving average? So draw a line, not much help. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, fair enough. I don't use it in this. I just had it there just in case this came down. I don't use it in this this strategy. You don't either. No, I've tried a bunch of stuff. I had Bookmap maybe for a few months. I think Bookmap more useful when we were in a trending market, not so much. But I found initially it was okay, but then I used it sort of less and less, so I eventually got rid of it. Hey Clay, how you doing? How you doing? I'm good, mate. How are you? All good. Good, positive. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's natural as a trader, isn't it? What I will say is we've got a leg up there, 2 legs of correction. So this could go quite a bit higher. Making up for my shorts on Friday. I've had my nice shiny new coffee machine arrive. That nice Sage one I shown you. What's it on Friday? Was it Friday? Yeah. A lot of money though, £500. That's about $600 for a coffee machine. Oh well though, it is what it is, isn't it? Sometimes you just need your coffee. Mind you, it's obviously way cheaper than paying Starbucks and Costa prices every day, isn't it? So I've just got to play around with it later. I've got a few bags of coffee because apparently there is a learning curve. It's getting the the grind right. Apparently, a lot to do with it is to, when the coffee goes in the puck, it needs to be distributed and no air pockets, because obviously water channels towards air, and it needs to be quite level. So there are certain techniques to do it. So the ugly pod coffee. The last one I had one with pods, Nespresso pods, and it was okay in all fairness. I've had it for about 5.5, 6 years, but the water heater's just broken it. So I could send it away, but I don't know, it might be on its last legs anyway, so I don't want to really throw dead money at it, really. But I like the fact that... What's going on here? Let me get rid of that. I like the fact that obviously, there's multiple kinds of coffee beans as opposed to pods. They're limited, but coffee beans, there's probably hundreds and hundreds of different types. And it obviously grinding your own, it's fresher, isn't it? So, so they say. So it looks like a leg up one, 2 legs of correction. Unfortunately, there was nothing here really, was there? There wasn't even a higher low. If there had been a higher low here, then we might have had an option, but there was just nothing. There wasn't even a second entry long. We had a new high there, so EMA's flat. If I was going to short this, where I do it, I was going to short this. Oh, if you're going to short, this is where you do it. I got you. Yeah, see, at the moment, we're clearly working up, so I generally don't short into moving up. If we're hitting these highs, then this could go a bit further before it does have a bit of a pullback. I can adjust that a fraction. I like the way it's touching, and touch once, twice, thrice, 3 times, so kind of like that. So it could get to these levels before it comes back, if indeed it comes back. But it looks like a nice uptrend to me so far. But that could come to an abrupt end, leg up, boom, leg up. These things can turn at any time, really. As we've all experienced. Yeah. Hey Artie, how you doing? You and Mac generally talk about counter trend trading. Now sometimes, obviously depends how wide the channel is. If the channel's a lot wider, then obviously things are a bit different. But I mean, right from the get-go, this is clearly working up. So now, I tend to go for 2 points or a little bit more. Now, I suppose if you were scalping for a point, you may go with it. But Mac generally doesn't. You won't see Mac mark any of these sort of short trades in these areas. It's not to say it's not going to. But obviously, generally, if it's working up, your longs is what we really want to be going for. Are you taking Thursday and Friday off? Well, the market's closed Thursday. It's actually closed on Thursday, and I believe it's half day on Friday. So I'm guessing as it's Thanksgiving, I mean, you US guys know how important your Thanksgiving is. Is it a holiday where everyone we have certain holidays over here like Easter and that sort of thing, but Friday's half day. Yes, I don't think it's worth it, to be fair. I rarely have any time off trading, rarely. And my wife works on doesn't work Fridays, so I might take her out for lunch somewhere. So no, I won't trade Friday. I'll take it off. In fact, as I work with a load of you US guys, you're my trader colleagues, I might even have a Thanksgiving dinner myself. You're short here, are you? Are you? I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. The top of the channel is here, so it could come out. Having said that, this smaller channel, it certainly could come back down, a couple of legs down to here. So, but at the moment, It's hard to say. So, yeah, I might have what do you guys have for your Thanksgiving? I'm assuming very similar to a Christmas dinner, turkey dinner, that type of thing. I might celebrate Thanksgiving myself, as I'm technically half American now, see, because I spend my day with you, a lot of you guys, most of you are US guys. So I consider myself sort of, maybe, let's call it adopted. So I might have it myself. In fact, yeah, I will. So when do you guys have it on Thursday then, I suppose, don't you? See, we don't really have any holidays in the UK on a Thursday. All our types of holidays really are based around Fridays and Mondays. Easter, Friday, Monday. So we don't have anything where we have a Thursday off or a Tuesday or Wednesday, anything like that. It's always Fridays and Mondays. But as I work US hours, I'll be cooking a dinner then on Thursday. Plenty of turkeys in the shops at the moment, for obvious reasons. So where's your stop then, Astro? I'm going to my girlfriend's for Thanksgiving. You're British, aren't you, Breck? Oh, okay, yeah, of course, I didn't read the rest. Sorry, her family are proper American, so it's nice. Yeah, I'm going to say you're a UK guy. Yeah, I'm going to do one myself, actually. Why not? I'm sort of half US now, aren't I? Half American now, aren't I, really? Yeah, I thought you were, yeah. I spent a lot of time on the South Coast as a youngster. I lived in Winchester, so we spent a lot of time in Portsmouth and Bournemouth and that sort of thing, that area. Nice, the South Coast, actually. Great. Above the channel, small position, yeah. Yeah, South Coast is nice. I slept on Bournemouth Beach many times, drunk, with a few mates. Americans can correct me if I'm wrong. Uh-oh, you've gone out on a limb there, mate. I haven't even read the rest. But I think Thanksgiving dinner is a bowl of whiskey and a straw. That would actually be the perfect Thanksgiving breakfast for me, I think. Without the straw. In fact, I just finished my last bottle of Lafroig Select last night, so I got another one on the way. I've just ordered a bottle of Abelauer off Amazon this morning. So, how do you avoid the tier 1 news? Any apps? Well, you can see I have my news under here, and too smoky for me. Abelauer is not a smoky whiskey. But I know. Oh, you're on about the Lafroig. Yeah, I got you. I like the smokes. I like smoked whiskey. I like Abelauer. Yeah, Lafroig. I like the Select, the 10 years. And I recently had a bottle of Ardbeg, the 10-year-old Ardbeg. Quite pricey. That was about £50. But yeah, I got you. But I like the smoked stuff. I didn't used to. I used to hate them. I remember the first time I bought a bottle of Lafroig, I didn't realise what I was getting myself in for, and I had a sniff of it and thought, what have I done? But yeah, it is. It grows on you. I think it's like Marmite. I don't know if you guys have Marmite in the US, but it grows on you. And a guy in a whiskey shop just said, just go back and have a sniff every now and again. And I did. And I got sort of addicted. Okay, so now we've gone where I expected to. We're on the top of this line. It's closed beautifully. So that's a good sign. Yeah. I looked at that. It's quite a short, fat bottle. I looked at that. There was a 10-year-old one on there. I've not had that before. A 10-year-old one on Amazon. But one of my favourites is the 12-year-old Glenlivet. I can't get enough of that stuff. And my wife will even have one of those. She's not really a whiskey drinker. But I've got this Abelauer on the way, and I've just been looking. There's an Arran which is another one. A 10-year-old Aaron, supposed to be good. Non-chill filtered, non-coloured, that one. It's in an odd shape, thin bottle. So I'm going to get one for Christmas. There's also a 16-year-old what is it? Lagavulin? Not Lagavulin, what's it called? I've gone blank. That's about £65, that is. Another smoky one, but it does grow on you. They all have trick nails. Yeah, they do, don't they? Glenlivet. Yeah, the Glenlivets I like. In fact, I did. There is a possibility the fifth. There's a 15-year-old one as well. I may get for Christmas. I don't know. I usually get 2 bottles for Christmas. I buy one before Christmas so I can have a little drink Christmas Eve, and then I usually like one wrapped up for Christmas. What did I have last year? A bottle of. I can't remember what it was last year. Another nice one. I forget. I get through about at least one a month, I'd say. It's not as much as it sounds. There's about 30 shots, so you have one a day. It's not a lot, actually. And to be fair, if you have one a day, massive health benefits as well. Whiskey, massive health benefits, reduces the risk of cancers, reduces blood pressure, it's good for the heart, it's got real good benefits. So great way to sell it to your wife if you want to buy it. Okay, so we've pushed up, hit where I expected to. Let's see where we're going to go. So you could call that an overshoot, really. But I think there's a good chance of getting back at least to the midline now. But the Glenlivets are nice, easy going as well. I've had 2 bottles of the Caribbean Reserve, 1 of the Founders Reserve. I've had about 4 bottles of the 14-year-old. So I've had quite a few of those. They're nice at Glenlivets, really easy drinking. Very easy to drink if you're quite new to whiskey, because it does grow on you. When you first start drinking whiskey, it burns your mouth out. But when you get to about second bottle, the burning stops. It just goes, and then you just get a lot more flavour. Since you're only trading singles, have you thought above using a static account? I've never really paid attention to exactly what a static account is, mate, to be fair. I know they do Apex do $100,000 one, don't they? But I've never really looked at exactly what it is. Perhaps I should do. They don't seem to sell as well, do they? So I don't quite know why. So I mean, it's the cheap no train threshold. I'll take a look later. I'll have a look. See, for the last 2.5 years, I traded 2 contracts. And the trouble is, if you get 2 losses in a day and the bars are quite big, when I had that problem, I had those 4 PA accounts up to about nearly, I don't know, $2,400 each, 4 of them. And I had 2 losses in a row, which I rarely have, to be honest with you, but they were quite large bars. You know, the ATR was quite high, and I was down $700, so I'd lost 1/3 of my pot in 2 trades, and I did something silly, and I just took a stupid risk in that. So, you know, I'm definitely getting better, but a few people have said to me, you're risking, professional traders I spoke to, there's a guy I know who's been trading for 30 years, and he said, all newer, less experienced traders always risk too much. I know he tends to risk 2% maximum, but he's the one that sort of told me, he said, it's common sense. Even if you're an experienced trader, you risk too much. The nerves go up. You start to get the psychology effect, you know what I mean? The psychological effect. So even people who don't suffer with the psychological effect, you put risk up. It's surprising how that psychology gets affected. So ever since I've reduced to 1, I don't really get scared when I'm trading. I don't really get that nervous when I'm in a trade. And when I lose them, I can deal with it. So, you know, I dare say if you're making, I don't know, $10,000, $20,000, $8,000, whatever, per month, 6, 8 months, 12 months, you'll obviously have confidence, belief that you can trade. So, maybe you could look at it then, but it's made a difference to me, put it that way. I'm not even sure that is from there. I actually kind of like it from there, and it fits better, to be fair. Let's have a look. I actually like that, but it is holding there, so it'll do it. It did it the other day, hit it 4 or 5 times and then dropped. Sorry about the noise in the background. My daughter's got a friend in, and they're being stupid, making stupid noises. So you can't really go long here, or I certainly can't anyway, because obviously you can see what happens when we've been up here before. It's a nice little looking tight channel, that, but for me, it's got to come down at least to the midline. So that date is looking a little clear. We're above all this now, so we could get we certainly could get a lot more of a push. So I have to keep an eye on that. Excuse me just a second. Okay. Let's see if we got anything from market. Let's see if he is trading. What time is it? No, nothing. He must be off then. He did say he may take the whole week off. So, oh well. We don't need him. Yeah, I'll have a look at that later, Jay. Have a gander, see what it is, see what it's about. I'm surprised this is holding. I'm surprised we haven't had a break of this. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, this may be it. I'm going to say it's held multiple times there, and we're right at the top of this, so I can't see what's attractive about going along there. So the only other option really is to come down, or at least go sideways. But I think it'll come down at least to the EMA, probably lower. closer. It stays so low on volume, so hard to trust any setup. Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. I mean, the only thing, I mean, there is some, but it's very slow moving. But I'm guessing there's going to be some traders just taking this week off. If Max took the week off, there's going to be others. So, I mean, you only need some institutional traders taking the week off, and it's going to be volume. Is it low volume? It's not terribly low. Thinking about what there is Friday, but it's definitely slow. Put it that way. I don't know about low. It's definitely slow. But yeah, you've got to be careful, haven't you? The trouble is, I think that goes along with patience, doesn't it? If you the more you sit here, the more your sort of patience can slowly go, and then you can get in to maybe a half-hearted setup, and then it can sting you. But I've generally got past that, I think. My patience seems to work well at the moment. It has done for quite a while now, and that's just with time, I think. So let's cash out the 300k contracts. Usually have that in the first hour. You really, yeah. There you go, Bears. Yeah, it had to have a bit of a break, didn't it? You could obviously see it on. I mean, we can see it touching here a few times here and here. I think there was a fair chance if we didn't manage to get above it, it was going to come down at least to the EMA. So I'm certainly not looking to go long here because it's clearly going sideways, and we know we've got some resistance there. So for me, if this does finish bullish, it's a trap. I think for me, it could just pop straight out the top. You never know. But, just wondering if there's going to be any shorts there. It was interesting to see when it started pushing up, it turned quickly. Bear block trade. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm wondering if there was shorts there as it started coming up. Some traders in there, but I can't see that pushing higher. Not without at least coming back a little bit, maybe to the midline or. But you never know. Sometimes these markets can surprise you. Other times, sometimes they're really predictable and really easy to read, and other times they can be quite unexpected. And if it's going to be unexpected when it's ranging, it's certainly the time it's going to do it. Okay, so possibly a leg and a leg, maybe push up from there. I'm not taking it here. Doesn't mean it's going to work, but we've just come off these highs here, so I want a little bit of a pullback, really. I was 1 point away from your stop. Oh, is it really? So you're okay in it at the moment, aren't you? Yeah. So possibly a leg and a leg, possibly fade the breakout. For me, it's got to come back to at least the midline. Leg and leg. I mean, there might be a small bar there, but I just can't go long at the moment. Delta is still very much on the positive side. Very tricky to find good entries for me. Yeah, same here, bud. Tricky to find them for me. There's not a lot really. See, push up sideways. That might not have been terrible, but the trouble is you're above the highs, aren't you? But apart from that, it's just up, down, up, down, up, down. There's not a great deal of entries really. There was nothing here. I was hoping leg up a couple of times back. I thought there may be a higher low there, but there wasn't. That's the trouble sometimes. Sometimes it just goes off in the direction that you think it's going to go, but obviously we've still got to find an entry. You know, you can't just, well, I certainly can't think, oh, it looks like it's going up, so I'm going to buy. You've got to have some sort of form of a setup. See, there is a possibility of a different channel there. Let's have a look. Touch. Fits nice. It's hard to say. For me, I think the most important one that I'm looking at the moment, obviously the smaller stuff is important, but we're getting close to these highs. We've already been up there, so I can't really go long into all that. You can clearly see there's some resistance there, the highs of the day. So for me, going long into there's a big no-no. And not only that, you're right in the middle of congestion here. It's certainly, for me, more likely to come down to that EMA at least. We did the same here. We touched 3 times and then came back and bounced off the overnight lows. We've been up here again, had 2 legs back, come back to here. So for me, I'm not interested in trade here. It's at least got to get back to the midline, preferably somewhere around about here, you know, anywhere around about here. It doesn't mean to say it's not going to work, but it might be one of those days. Maybe news that's due this week, maybe just, you know, quite weak. Who knows? No bears in sight anymore. I mean, the trouble is, at the end of the day, my particular strategy is working within here now, so it could go higher. But obviously, I've got to be aware of the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is every time it's come up here, it's come back down. So, you know, obviously, you've got to concentrate on the small stuff, absolutely, but you've got to be aware that there's a potential bigger trade. Well, I don't know about potential, it looks for. So, do I want to go long here or have anything to do with a long here when I know every time it's come up, it's pulled away? Why? Clearly, because of that line. Now, I put that line in before we came up there, but, I mean, look at it. There, it hasn't closed above it. There. You can see it perfectly struggling to get above that line. So do I want to go long here? Not really. Is it going to go higher? Possibly. But it's just not something I can risk, really. Now, if this wasn't the case, you know, then maybe something here might not have been a bad option. But the fact that I know it's clearly respecting that line keeps me out of trading, have anything to do with the trade here, because it's just too risky. For me, it's got to come at least to the middle line before I start go short and add on if it goes up. See, it could trap some shorts there and push and break. Oh, I don't know. For me, it's got to come back here really before I'm interested in taking it. You know, I mean, you just don't know what it's going to do you? You can have a good idea, but ultimately, especially when it's going sideways, clear uncertainty. Someone's going to win. And there is a higher low there. So ordinarily, We've pushed up, we've touched. Ordinarily, we've come right to the top corner, we've come right down to the bottom corner, and it's starting to work. So ordinarily, it wouldn't be a bad area to take a trade, but the fact that we have got this bigger channel that's clearly been respected multiple times, that's going to reduce the chance of it winning. So if there's something there that could stop it out, and it has done a bunch of times, for me, I'm just going to have to sit tight. Nothing's forming anyway, by the looks of things. I just wish it'd bloody hurry up. Do what it's got to do. I'd rather it either come crashing down or go up. But do something. I can't see it going up. This for me is coming down, at least temporarily anyway, just towards the midline at least. That's better. Okay, so if that bull bar, just wondering if that's going to work higher or that's a trap. I think it's likely a trap. Okay, that bullish bar's triggered. Let's see what happens now. I'll be surprised if it doesn't stop that out. It's just, for me, it's not an attractive place to go long. Can adjust that a touch. Let's see if that gets stopped out. I'll be surprised if it doesn't. I get why people take it, but it's just not. It's just wrong going long into that, in my opinion. Especially after we've clearly struggled on this side. It's got to come back at least to the EMA. Second entry short there. Yeah, trouble is you may trigger that. It just might be traps. It may trigger that and stop that out. Yeah. Second entry short, lower high. Same again though. Trouble is it's a short, so you never know. You never know what's going to happen. That might get trapped. So you're going short right into the lows, which, you know, is can be risky as well. So it's hard to say. You're going to get trapped here, are you? You've gone short there, have you? You might get away with it. I mean, rule of thumb, really, in an uptrend, you don't really want to be shorting. It's not to say it's not going to work, but obviously it depends on your strategy. Are you at long? Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say really. Pushed up sideways. I mean, we're holding, but the trouble is, you can clearly see we've struggled there, haven't you? So I think it's more likely to come down to the EMA. Possible second entry long there off that channel. If it breaks below there, for me, it'll come down to the EMA. But in all fairness, it's not safe to go long or short. For me, that is. Obviously, you know, if you've got your guys, you know, if you've got different strategies, you just don't know. I mean, you may go long here, you may have a short down here, you stop down here, you may be going high. So there's second entry long there. So there's traps all over the place. New high there, second entry long. It hasn't triggered yet. Second entry short. So it's just traps galore. I think it'll more likely short if it gets below there than go long, purely and simply because of all this. But ultimately, I don't know. But it's enough to keep me out of a trade because there could be multiple traps there. I'll be surprised if that doesn't trigger second entry long. But when it goes like this, really, I think that certainly from my strategy, you're best to just stay out of it because you just never know what it's going to do, and it just does add to the risk. Okay, if it breaks below there, for me, it's going to come down. One, two, three. Possible triple test, who knows? Yeah, so if you took that long there, trigger just stopped you out. If you took that failure, second entry long there, it's triggered you, so you're in the trade. So there's shorts in the trade at the moment, longs in a trade, so there's just traps galore. So if you took that second entry short, depending on if you got out or not, your arse is going to be twitching about now. Probably made a point, didn't it? Ooh, I don't know whether you'd push through there or not. So a tick below there is about there. I don't think you'd have made it. You'd have to push through, so that wouldn't have made a point. So let's see what happens here. there's a failure there, see, so if you've gone long there, but it's just traps in it. Long's trapped, triggered, stopped. That long's trapped. There you get stopped. Second entry short's triggered. For me, it's more likely to come down, but that's just my thoughts. They are progressively getting lower. Once we get below this, or if we get below this, it's a second entry long there. Not a great bar, but there's probably going to be some longs in there. But my thoughts are down, which is why I'm staying out of it anyway. I don't want to counter trend trade. Not that it won't work, because if you get into something, it may just come down a bit before it goes off on one again. Definitely slow today. There's been some really crap days lately, isn't there? Some really slow days lately. Yeah, it certainly is. Get out. Hate to see how slow it is, isn't it? I mean, it does look like a triple test there. Tested it once, twice, 3 times, but there's nothing. If that had been a slightly bullish bar, if that had been more green, then that might have been an option. But just the fact that the bigger picture is just stopping me going long at the moment, although, we're in an uptrend. For me, it's going to trap some longs and stop them out. There'll be longs in there. There was longs in there, probably. Probably still some in there. Yeah. So, second entry short. There's probably some shorts there. Let's see it stop those out. That's why it's risky. Yeah, so if you took a short there, triggered and stopped out, you wouldn't have got a point. Even if you took one there, it triggered you. Yeah, me too, Kev. I thought that was going to come down for sure. It still may. It may just. I don't know. The trouble is, when you think it can't go any higher, sometimes it just does. Yeah, sometimes it surprises you. Just a liquid sweet thing. David, got a new face. Where are you from, buddy? Nice to have some new faces, unless you've been sat quiet in the background. Some do, don't they? Where are you from? Wish you'd up and do something. It's starting to bore me to death here. So, channel up there, we've had a break new high, so that's... Are you from Kent? Have we spoke before or not? Not sure. Not sure. Kent. I lived down there for a while. My stepdad was in the army. In fact, it was my actual father was in the army. Only just... okay, welcome. Shoebury-Ness, that's Kent way, isn't it? My father... I'm sitting... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, it's not far from there, is it, Shoebury-Ness, is it? You go past Rochester, don't you? That's Gillingham area, isn't it? And a friend of mine's dad lives in Gillingham. It is that way, isn't it? You go over the tunnel, don't you, I think? Over the tunnel. Yeah. I got you. Nice part of the world, for sure, yeah. Nice to have some more Brits in here. We seem to get surrounded by the Americans. There's loads of them. Mind you, this from all over, actually. We've got Whoop from South Africa. There's a couple from Australia and New Zealand. Where else? Guy from Switzerland. Loads of US guys. One or two Canadians. There's always Canadians. A couple of Canadians. There's a guy from Morocco. Yeah, there's quite a few. There's a good mixed bag. But yeah, not many US guys. I think there's me, you, Brick's one of them. There's another one, I think, somewhere. He's hiding. Let me have a look. I can't think. But yeah, I think most US guys, I think. Most, yeah, many different types. There's absolutely, yeah. None quite as lucky as us, though, David. And we don't need to get up till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so we're quite lucky there. There's one thing about, a good thing about trading in the UK, especially if you're trading obviously the yes. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that. We had this new coffee machine earlier. My daughter's pestering me about eating the milk up. We haven't even got out of the box yet. She's a bit... Since the other one broke, we can't froth up the milk. So she's pleading with me. So she's going to have to wait 45 minutes. Slow day. It is slow day. Dr. Linney, how you doing, bud? Yeah, it is. There is a higher low there, but it's... I don't know. I can't go along here at the moment. Obviously, there's... I can adjust this a touch. There's clearly a bigger channel working there, and it's... Well, you can see, can't you? It's fitting perfect. I find it hard to go along here. It's not to say it's not going to want, but I don't want to go along into all that lot. Yeah, it's very slow, isn't it? I might give it another 20 minutes if it doesn't improve. I'll say so. So 5 o'clock UK time will be 12 o'clock. So this I forget sometimes when I finish trading around about 5:30. I forget it's only 12:30 Eastern time, so it's only really halfway through the day, so there is still trading time left. So a couple of times I do come back and just start a stream. I prefer to start a stream because it keeps me on the straight and narrow. But the other day I think I went down and left the stream running, but I think it's going to be one of those days today. I mean, we have been moving, so there has been options. There was a second entry long there, which, well, not by the count, but it was a visual second entry long, but at the time, it was a bit early. There's not a lot of volume, so it's hard to know exactly where things are. And obviously, we could come, if it starts to range, you don't know. But that worked. High or low, possibly. I prefer that to tick below. But same again, you just don't know what's going on. Apart from that, not a huge amount. Nothing really that can get me in up here. Side was break. So smaller channel there. Break new high, so it just could keep going up. You just never quite know, but it's keeping me out of going long there because of this resistance down here on the top of the channel. You can clearly see that there is a second entry long there, but do I really want to go long? Not really. Certainly not here. Not to say it's not going to work, but it's not getting above there, so I'm not interested in that. Second entry long down here, different story. Okay, just in case anybody wasn't around when I mentioned it earlier, Flowbots Replicanto has got a 40% off offer just for the next 4 days, 20th to the 24th. It's the trade. If anybody doesn't know, it's the trade copy, so it allows you to trade multiple accounts if you're prop trading. So I trade, as you know, for Apex. At the moment, I've just got a couple of live accounts, and I use it myself. There it is there. And it's usually $200, but there is 40% off for the 20th to the 24th. It takes down 120. So if you are interested, my code's there: UKFT 40 and then black. As I say, it's on for 4 days. So if you've got it, if you want it or you're looking for it at some point, it's there if you require, if you need it. And obviously 90% off all Apex up until the 28th for another 8 days. Code's down there as well. If you use it or you have used it, muchas gracias. It's about as far as my Spanish goes. It's appreciated. Okay, I'd like to see that trigger and then come down. Okay, second entry long is triggered. I like the bar, I like where it is. It's looking, reference to the EMA. It's exactly where I want to take it. My only slight gripe is obviously because of this. So I don't want to go long, and I think that's a trap personally. There is a possible failure, second entry long, which is triggered, so that could come down to the midline or at least to the bottom, but it's just a bit unpredictable today, so I'm staying out of it, and I don't really want to go short in an uptrend, although I think there's a good chance we're going to at least get to the bottoms. Lance, I'm on my third losing day in a row. Have you ever had that? Oh, yes. How did you deal with it? Not very well, actually. I'm happy I haven't tilted. So, well, that okay. What I'll say to that, it does happen sometimes. Obviously, different levels of experience. It does happen, but the fact you haven't gone on tilt speaks volumes about you. So, I don't know how long you've been trading. It just might be a bit of lack of experience or something like that. Sometimes it happens. But if you're not revenge trading, that's good. That's really good. What I'll say is if you trade an account over a period of time, let's say over a month or two or something like that, if you haven't revenge traded and you've taken genuine trades and you haven't made money, that's purely down to lack of experience, and more chart time will sort that out. So ultimately, it's about following the rules, taking a trade you believe to be a good setup. Whether it wins or lose, you move on. If you can manage through that without, you're certainly aiming in the right direction, mate. Because I've struggled for a long time, and a lot of people struggle with that. But, you know, some people are okay with patience. Some people can follow rules pretty well. And the only thing really that's going to slow you down there is just, you know, lack of screen time. And it just does come with time. You start to get used to seeing. Once you've seen these moves and these patterns over and over again, you start to go, you know, I look at a trade now and something doesn't feel right, and it's giving me the wrong signal, so I'll stay out. And it does me, you know, it does me in good stead. So I won't worry about it too much. It does happen. Obviously, the newer you are, the more it'll happen. But the fact that you haven't gone on tilt is a good thing. So that's good news, that is. It's good for you. So good on you, mate. I've been trading for over a year, about 4 months. Yeah, a year's not long at all, mate. I've been trading for 3 years now, and I'm starting to get some success. So it does take time. It really does. And I class myself as quite obsessed. I put a lot of time in. So a year's not long at all, mate. It really isn't. It does take time. You can earn a lot of money in trading, and if it was that easy, everyone would be doing it and earning a fortune. But the fact that already, only after a year, you're not going on tilt tells me that I think you're going to do well. Because so many people just... I battled with the market so much over the last few years, and I've thrown money into it stupidly. So it sounds like you're showing all the right signs and you're making good decisions. So I won't worry about it. Just keep plugging away, trade as much as you can, get as much screen time as you can, and things will start to come. They will. And one of the best ways to learn is when you lose trades. It really is. You know, I can't tell you how many times I got trapped. I rarely get trapped now because I can see the signs, and you will get used to it. You know, if you take trades and you get trapped, you'll start to build up a mental picture of these setups, and something won't look right. And that's how it will progress. So just keep sticking with it, mate. Keep sticking with it, and you'll do all right. But if you're not doing something stupid and revenge trading now, I'd say that's a good sign. You've got, you know, you've managed to hold together one of the most difficult things, you know, to stop. So stick with it. You'll do all right, mate. Does anyone know holiday hours for futures this week? Yes. Markets closed on Thursday. Half day on anytime, Kev, anytime, mate. Half day on Friday. So I'm guessing half day being a Friday, Thursday being Thanksgiving. I don't think there'll be many people trading, so volume is below. It'd be like watching. If you like watching paint dry, then maybe Friday's a good day to trade. But I'm not trading. There's no point. I remember last year the volume was zilch, and obviously Thanksgiving's a US based holiday, so the volume will be next to nothing. So Wednesday I'll be doing my last day. So you know, if any of you guys get into, you know, a bit of a pickle, or you need a pep talk or something like that, you know, feel free to message me anytime. I've spent my fair share of time messaging other people and asking for a bit of help, and I've always had people helping me, so I'm quite happy if you want to message. I get messages sometimes, people saying they're blown accounts and they're going through a tough time, and you know, I'll just give them a bit of a friendly talk and a bit of encouragement, and it does help. So, you know, feel free to message me anytime. I've got no problem with that. You know, lots of people have helped me, and as far as I'm concerned, it's just passing it on, isn't it? We all start somewhere. So, you know, feel free. I've got no problem at all with that. Just remember I'm in the US, so don't go messaging me at 4 o'clock in the morning. But I'll always get back to you. Oh, this is like watching paint dry, isn't it? If it carries on like this for 10 minutes, I'm knocking on the head, I think. Clearly working in there, you can see that. Oh, dear me. Okay, I'm going to knock on the head. I might come back for an hour later. What time is it? 10 to 5 UK time. Maybe about 6 o'clock, 6:30 UK time, May. But if I do, I'll just start a stream. And if anyone wants to hook up with me and you're still trading, feel free. But it's just going. We've been going now for 2 hours and 25 minutes. So for the last hour or so, we've been stuck in this. It may start to go a bit higher. I'm just not getting involved in this so close to this. So I'm just going to leave this intact as it is. And I'm going to go and crack open my coffee machine. I'm itching for a coffee. And I'm going to go have my dinner. 60 people watching, 15 likes. So it's just slow now. I don't know what's going to go on. But we'll see. But it's so slow. So yeah, I'm going to knock it on the head there. So if I do come back later, I'll start a stream. And if everyone's still trading, you might get a message that I'm hooked up if you're subscribed. So best of luck. I hope you get a setup. I hope it does something soon. So I might see you later, but failing that, I'll be back here same time tomorrow, hopefully. Later. Depends how I get on with this coffee machine. If it drives me around the twist, I have to stick at it. So best of luck. I hope you get a setup soon. So I appreciate all the comments. Hopefully I'll be back later for an hour. But failing that, I'll be back again same time tomorrow. So have a great day. Have a good evening. Stay safe. And I will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.